On shirts turns to wine on shirts, literally, while we do the morning motivation. Yes, blessed. Who's ready? Who's ready for birthdays on shirts, wine on shirts, and languages on shirts? That's right. Something. Here we go. And just like that, all the kids are on the hill. It's nice and cloudy, and boom, baby, boom, rise and shine. Even on some of these windy slash cloudy slash dark days. I'm back on my bullshit. Your boy Marky Saint. I had a crazy day yesterday, hanging out with my friends, and they stressed me out. So I went and took an edible from another friend, and I'm still high. Like I literally woke up high, and if that ain't Saint's addiction, that's no lie. So Chigata means see you later, and I even made her kid a Chigata hoodie. He's so cute, it's so small. Look how small it is! Oh my god, you're so cute. Do this morning motivation, baby. Do this morning motivation. So back on my bullshit basically means I'm back on my weed, back on my temper, and back to sleeping in. Basically, all in one fatal swoop. Man, I needed it. I realized that my temper is still kind of there, not as bad because I walked away from an argument, but there are people that will press your buttons. And I find weed helps. So when someone does something small, you talk about things that I noticed why I kept smoking weed. One of the things that I noticed is that my patience went down. Dude didn't have the key at Airbnb, and I'm like, I'm in the sun. I've been working all day. I didn't get a lot of sleep. Man, where the fuck's this key, man? I got hands, and I'm already putting hands on people. I did not put hands on people, but I'm like, bro, I got hands. I was so angry at him, mainly because he hung up on me, but I was so high yesterday. I even rolled a joint. If this is not a stoner's emergency kit, I don't know what else is. Break glass and get high. My friend hooked me up. A friend with weed is a friend indeed. Definitely join Weed Club. Some stuff is too stressful. Some stuff you can't even. Maybe you can, but your reaction speed might be too frustrated. That's what I noticed. If I'm gonna come out sideways with somebody, I want to be more centered than sideways. If I have to choose something, gee, that looks good on me. I'm gonna choose not to fight. Kind of had this conversation with my friend, but a lot of us have a way about us, right? Each one of us has a zodiac sign, a temperament, a behavioral issue. No, I'm not the only one, right? Like as I was tripping out last night, I'm getting very interpersonal thoughts. They were not my normal thoughts because it was an edible. It was going like, man, everybody's seeing you, and you're starting to blow up, and you're on your bullshit. You know what I mean? It was like I'm not that way now, so it's hard to regurgitate the same ideas and feelings. But they were very self-conscious feelings and thoughts of, you're just like always in people's faces or acting a certain type of way or and I was just like, man, this is the only way I know how to play it. I'm gonna have to be a certain type of personality. I can't be everything for everyone. So I still have to be my zodiac sign. I still have to be my behavior. I still have to be my something, right? Like it's not gonna always rub everybody the same right way. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where win some, you lose some. Some things irritate you. Some things are going to be okay by you. Just what life is. So you can't be everything to everyone. No one is perfect. And then you got to choose a path. And that's what I did. So I've been launching websites ever since. Actually, let's do this while I'm speaking with you. Wine on shirts is going. Birthdays on shirts is going. And then, life is going. But that's what it is, bro. That's what it is. It's a situation where, it can punch you in the face and then you're going to be like, man, I really need a beer. I really need a shot. I really need some weed. I'm grateful that I had it. So, I don't know what's going on. I should not get on Facebook and drop in someone else's drama, but I'm trying to launch my dreams. And for people that are still stuck in their ways, where they can choose. I wanted to choose peace, and this person wanted to choose being right. I'm arguing over if it's a free bus or not a free bus, how old her kid is, how not old he is. I'm just trying to drop off some keys. Showed up in the city, and as soon as I got there, like within 5 minutes, somebody's waving at me from the top of Pila Pica from the bar. The bar owner was there. I didn't even know that. I needed to make shirts for her, but I'm like, she's in Estonia. And then I got invited, not this Saturday, today's Saturday, but next week, to make shirts again at her event. It's going to be an outside event. They're going to have fire shows. And she's like, you can come make shirts. And I was like, yes. So, when one door closes, another one might open. You know what I mean? And for some people, they'll always want to argue. They'll never want to see your position or their blind spots. It's just what it is. I'd like to identify mine and say, here's one of my blind spots. This one keeps me from my blind rage. Blind rage goes, it doesn't matter how long you've been my friend, I'll cut a bitch off if she don't see it the way I see it. Like, I kick my granny off, she don't see it how I see it. Huh. I'm just putting lyrics on shirts, but that's some Kendrick Lamar lyrics shit. But it's like, some people, no mijita, no mi irita. It means now, mi irita. And it means don't irritate me. Irritation, irita. Now means no in Portuguese. Me, you already know. Irita. It means don't irritate me, man, because you irritate a tourist bull that's going out of his way to make your kid a fucking shirt, languages on shirts, and y'all being picky on what kind of designs you want. I have a lot of people that do that to me. It irritates the shit out of me. So much so that it feels like it's being picky. Less appreciative, I guess, is what it is. And it's happened to me multiple friends. Like, I had a friend stay over, and instead I said, hey, my mom makes you a meal, just be like, thanks, Mrs. Saint. You know what I mean? Over the top with it. Instead, they're like, just standing there. And I was like, what happened to that? Thank you, bro. It fucked with my head. It still kind of does. And the same with this one. Oh, we want video games on shirts. Well, I sell video games on shirts. I'm not out there making dog shirts, cat shirts, video games on shirts. All the ones that you love, I'm in a business to sell those shirts. Now, if you want a free shirt from me and you're my friend, then it's going to be the ones that I already made, took me 2 hours to make, and you're going to represent my brand if it's for free. If you want to purchase something, then I get to bow down on my knee and make the thing that you want to see or have or do. So this is how it works, but most people don't know how life works. Or maybe that's the way their brain works, so then that they're back on their bullshit. You really just can't really control anyone the way that they act, respond, or do what they do. I'm of the belief and behavior that it's not up to me to control someone else. If they start to upset me, no mijita, then I'm going to have to get arita away from them, away from the irritation. You know what I mean? Join Weed Club. And that's what started to dawn on me, is that I'm not exactly as positivity pebbles. I'm going to make that as we go along here. I'm not as positive as I'd like to be. Without weed, it turned out that I was almost going to punch somebody in the face for not having a key to the Airbnb. Never talk to a friend again because she irritates me, and her kid isn't respectful, well behaved. This is just me. Maybe it's just me back on my bullshit, talking about people that don't say no to their kids or let their kids treat me like a toy, and that like we're at a zoo. And I'm like, I don't have kids. It's not my job to watch your kids, especially when we're doing construction and they want to come around where shovels are coming by their faces and wood. And it's just not the place to be asking questions. Daddy, easy. It's like, I am of the belief on my bullshit that people should not ask questions from the guy that's holding the refrigerator. I'm a little busy at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, can't you see or not? Maybe they don't see. Maybe they don't see that they're being picky, and it took me 2 hours to make these designs ahead of time so they're ready to be pressed. They're on some, I'm pressing you to get my design that I want done and for free, and I want it custom, but there are people that are paying, and the machine is busy. Plus, it's Friday and people want to go off and get off of work, and they've been working all week and they're tired. But no, we're going to stop the whole show for you and your kid and your attitude and your pickiness. It's just like, it was getting on my nerves. So my generosity got tested for frustration, I should say. So I'm back on my bullshit where people can, even friends of mine, can poke the bear and get the worst behavior out of me. Well, not the worst, but not my best behavior. So it's like I can like to say that I'm on my bullshit, and that's the fact that I'm not always that positive, right? Like it turned out when I quit weed 4 days ago, or 4 days. So I had an edible last night, so I can't say that I quit weed for a full week. But and I had the end of a joint the night before, so I had 4 full days of clarity. Turns out I'm pretty testy. You know what I mean? Like if I don't have my weed or a chance to breathe or a section to get off my bullshit, then I'll be on my bullshit and I'll be frustrated and I'll be like looking at that person differently. And this is why I'm having this conversation this morning. It was just like, I'm back on my bullshit. I'm back on my weed. I'm trying not to let my mood determine my attitude. I'm trying to not trying, I'm going to not lose my frustration and get in fights with people and just walk away. And that's what I did. But yeah, I got, people, hey, they say some people are takers and some people are givers. The takers never know when to stop taking and the givers never know when to stop giving. That was that kind of example. This wind and spring is kicking my ass, but that's just me, on a Saturday, enjoying my things. I actually did make my own shirts. It's the T Gorilla design. It looks like it's off a little bit, but maybe I'm wearing it differently. But languages on shirts, birthdays on shirts, wine on shirts. I'm back on my bullshit. I'm literally creating a site right now, right in front of you, site in a sec.ai, and I just go over here and create a site. I'm gonna do some positivity pebbles right now while I'm on live, but to keep my mind going and to keep my attitude away from the negative, I had to find alternatives. Maybe it's still Joy and Weed Club. We're about to spark this up, but it was just like, man, alive, bro. If it isn't one thing, oh, my ear's ringing. If it isn't one thing, it's another motherfucking another. Getting on the train, I literally paid on the way up. Usually I never pay for the train. I'm arguing if the bus was free or not free. Get on the train. Girls like, all 4 of them are standing there with their green vests, like they're ready to bust people. And they stood there a couple stops and they started going at it. Do you got your ticket? Do you got your ticket? I'm like, I ain't got no ticket. $4.40 euros. Almost like $5 US. I don't normally pay. And they were like, give me that money. Give me that money. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, bro. Like, I mean, I paid, got there in half hour, got a little bit of weed from my friend, got back on the train, and the lady's like, you're on the wrong train. It's your responsibility to know what train. And trying to be, I'm like, well, then you don't just have to kick me off, man, because I already paid. How are you going to prove it? I don't even have the app. My phone's just died. And she's like, doesn't have a ticket. I'm just like, there's some people that can't wait to irritate you. You know what I mean? No mijita. They can't wait to bust your shit up just because they hate their lives. And I'm just like, you know what? Some people don't want to be peaceful. Some people want to be irritated and then share that irritation, and then they're back on their bullshit. So more bull and more shit gets you bullshit, right? Like I'm a tourist bull, and I know when I'm doing bullshit shit, and that's what it was end up happening. So I was just like, you know what? Let me get some positivity pebbles. Let me make my mind positive. Instead of letting these people get at me, I'm going to get away from them. And that's what I did. So it was like, am I going to see you again? I'm like, maybe not. You know what I mean? But they'll be here in about an hour to pick up the kid's hoodie that I made specifically for him. And did I get any thank yous? No, I didn't. I got the, where's my design? And why aren't you open on Friday? And why don't you give me some more free shit so I can get what I want specific? And instead of, hey, you can buy some fucking shit so I can eat and I can earn some money, it was more like, it's not the right color. It's not the right size. It's not the right design on some, like, what do you call that? Bridezilla? You got some friends that are friendzillas, you know what I mean? Like, friends that are irritating. I think I'm on the rug wrong here, but irritating you and asking things of you. I'm sure you have. We all have takers in our lives, givers in our lives, and real friends that should be on my live, smoking this live. You know what I mean? It was one of those things where I started to realize that I can be really irritable without my weed. And sure, after a long day of work and being hungry and being tired, yeah, that shit got at me. My friends can get at me. The Airbnb guy not having the key got at me. And thankfully, I had some weed to escape this kind of feeling. But it's not always there for us, right? We're not always there to have a bunch of fucking. I was so high, I just smashed all the candy bars, all the candy, all the sugar, right? Another my bullshit thing that I did. I was saving these candy bars for my friend that I stayed over at his house. I was so hungry and had the munchies so bad, bro. I smashed this whole pile, bro. The whole pile. Look, it's still some stuck to it. All the lions were in my mouth last night, and some yams and some pasta. Just that's my bullshit. Knowing myself, that if I get rattled a little bit, where's that chocolate at? Kind of like my friend Lily. She said I was at the airport and some girl knuckle dragged her finger across my clit when she went to pat me down. I felt violated. I looked for the nearest chocolate. That's what you have to identify. It's like, what's your go-to, right? What's your saint's addiction? What's your shit falls down? Boom, am I need an ice cold beer? And just like the guy that said the thing, he said, I like to think that it's an ice cold beer, right? I do. I like to think that it's just one beer, some Bob Marley music, and I'm by the pool. Unfortunately for me, I'll go for more. Now I got high, and I'm still kind of high from my edible. So I didn't smoke this joint, even though my addiction wanted me to just smoke and keep smoking. You know what I mean? No joke. I'm like that. You know what I mean? I'm just going to keep it real. You got to keep it real with yourself. Like, how are you like that? I'm getting messages. And what's your go-to, right? It turns out as a Taurus man, Taurus bull, Zodiac's on shirts, yes, plus flex on these hoes. So it turns out that when I'm that way, food is my comfort, eating my feelings, or to settle me back down, or to get my heart rate back down, or it wasn't really exactly like breathing exercises. Man, this fucking allergies kicking my ass. That's what you have to identify. Your blind spots. You know what I mean? That's why you're on your bullshit. It's because you didn't check your rear mirrors or your side mirrors. You know what I mean? And yeah, you don't want to trip off something that's behind you, but you would like to know what you trip on, right? Like, what gets you tripped up? What keeps you from being calm? What keeps you in your head too long? What keeps you sitting there spinning like your favorite CD? And that's when it dawned on me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm back on my bullshit, bro. I'm back on that. I got to do this way, and I can't do it the other way. I can't see my blind spots, and there's a lot of people that can't see their blind spots. Maybe it's that they're giving too much, or maybe it's that they're too. What was the one friend that he said? He said he's too. I don't know. How do you say too conspiracy theorist? Is that even a? I don't even know how to say that. Too much of a conspiracy theorist person, where this guy actually admitted to his friend, he's like, he's so warped in the way that he communicates that he set up a fake Facebook account so he could tell people off in the comments section instead of standing by his own word and his own real profile. This dude's saying side shit out of the side of his mouth on a fake profile, catfishing people. It's like, dude, is that your mentality? Do you not see your blind spots? Do you not see when you're being pedantic? Are you familiar with this word? Pedantic is somebody that points out all the details, right? Someone that just sits there and points out details all the time, like, well, actually, he's 8 years old, not 7. And I'm like, I'm on the phone with my motherfucking friend who's a junkie, and I'm just trying to return his key. And you think he cares if he's 6, 7, or 8 years old? Dude, he can barely spell his name. The only thing he knows how to spell is the beer that's in his hand. And you're worried about the details that make other people frustrated. That's pedantic. So anybody can come around and be like, that's not a scoop. This is a scoop. That's not a knife. This is a knife. And just poke the bear, tease the tiger by the tail. You fuck with my frustration level that I have to smoke out and just leave them alone. So I stay away. I stay away from the headaches. Right. And one of my headache savers is these joints. And actually, it's been about 20 minutes. So I'm going to go get blessed up with you. You know what I mean? But man alive, if you haven't joined Weed Club or found a healthy exit, bro, you'll be back on your bullshit so fucking fast, homie. You won't even see your head spin. It'll just go and you'd be like ding, 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 ding in your head. And it'll be frustration, anger, hunger. All these things will get you saying things that you might not even mean. So here's a little kid I hung out with all day, every day. Made him a little tick. He's like, will I ever see you again? I'm like, maybe not, kid. Like, that's how frustrated I was. And it's just like, not my job to raise someone else's kid, not my job to teach them discipline or to teach the mom how to say no, bro. Like, I've been a teacher before. I fucking did 10 years of teaching English, and I've had the parents come into the place and be like, not my kid. And I'm like, yeah, your kid pulled their foot up above the desk and kicked someone in the face. I'm like, not my kid, not Superstar. And I'm like, yeah, your kid, the one that's called herself Superstar. She didn't just call herself Star. She called herself Superstar. And her foot came above the desk and cha, ki, kung fu grip in China, the kid other's face. And I'm like, so inappropriate. What's worse is she doubled down and went like, not my kid. I'm like, 34 years old at this point. You think I'm making it up? You think I'm just talking shit on some kids, bro? These kids are out here doing their own thing. Oh, there's some sunshine. Let's go. We'll smoke this joint. That's not me against your kid. I'm not sitting here twisting my mustache. I'm over here fucking my girlfriend from China. And you think that I'm over here trying to drill holes in your canoe of your kid? No, your kid put her foot above the fucking desk and kicked someone else in the face. But some people, you can't tell them shit, bro. They're not trying to hear it. And that's their blind spot, and that's the way they're going to have to live. There's my glasses right here. Oh, by the way, I did find hold tight, talking about back on my bullshit. Guess who found his Mostly Saints motherfucking do-rag, bro? I got my skull cap. I was like, it was in the back of my backpack. I was like, what the fuck is my phone on? Right here, baby. Back on my bullshit. My Halo still has horns, y'all. My Halo still has horns. So, some people, they're going to get it. $10 US on the website. You already know. But other people, they're never going to see their blind spots. They're going to be like, Ray Charles, what? No, not me. I didn't get frustrated. Yo. I don't have a beer in my hand right now. I don't see the sunshine. Yeah, bro, I know. We know, bro. We know you know, and we know that you don't know, and that's part of the thing, Gail. Wind's blowing. Hold on. Yeah, my show's live. You're gonna have to make it past all my nose runnings and allergies and all these things, no lie. But guess what? I got the joint in my hand, in my mouth, and I got my skull cap back on. I'm back on my bullshit. Let's step out into the sunshine, shall we? Ah, yes, there's the sunrise. There we go. We're doing the morning motivation. There it is right there. Right before it tucked right behind there. See? Back on its bullshit too. So, shit, I don't even need sunglasses now. Shit's crazy. But I love this dew cap. I'm glad that I found it. But, yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy to get off your bullshit. It's not easy to see what your bullshit is. And if you're being an honest person, you'll be able to catch it in the moment. That's true self-control. It's when you can say, hey, the sun's coming back out. Let me grab my glasses again. Do you see this shit? It was like tucked in, tucked out, tucked in, cloud, windy, blowing. Now you know why all this wind. Oh, did I make it? Yeah, let's stay in the sunlight, shall we? It's just blowing past. Ah, yes. So I'm going to light this while I'm being blessed in the sunlight. It's blessed. I'm going to get behind this. And smoke my less stress, you know what I'm saying? And just realize that life is short. Like I was telling my friend, I read one of the famous memes guys died at 45. That's the age I am. And I don't want to die young. I don't want to die before I live. I don't want stress to kill me. And life's too short to be stressing. So I walked away from an argument. My friend will still be by here, bring back the blanket. She can have the hoodie. We can go separate ways. And then we won't be like two dogs pissing in each other's corners and arguing in the kennel. You know what I mean? And that be our bullshit. At least I'm not smoking tobacco. My friend gave me the burn-ins, so now I got a little bit of weed. Thanks to my friend. A friend with weed is a friend indeed. Yeah, back on my bullshit and everything. Kids are playing outside. Everybody's chilling. There's some sunshine. It's Saturday. Shouldn't be worried about things from yesterday. Shouldn't be fixated on bullshit. You know, we all have a chance to be mentally free, and that's what I did with these days. I was just like, you know what? Stop tripping on these people. Let my life fucking develop and get off my bullshit. Maybe keep smoking my weed so I'm not so frustrated. And look at my blind spots that I have, not just the ones that my friends have, but Mass will be here today. One of my business partners flying in at 8 p.m., 9 p.m. tonight. It's like what, noon. So in about T-8 hours, I'm getting in business mode, getting away from my friend and her kid and whatever bullshit she was pulling, and back to what I need to be focused on, and that's Intersect.ai, site in the sec, building these websites. I said I would do 10. I'm down to 8. I did 2. Wine on shirts, birthdays on shirts. Here's languages on shirts. I'll just keep hustling, and you can go check them too. So instead of back on my bullshit, I wanted to be back on my work shit. I wanted to be effective instead of irritated. I wanted to be happy because life is short instead of worried because friends are stupid, and because life can be gay sometimes. He doesn't want to exactly be like happy gay. He wants to become like gay and pull stupid shit that not too cool for everybody. So I got back and went and got me some weed. Went and hollered at a friend. He said, "Don't bring that energy." I said, "I won't." That's what other people don't want to. People that are out of control, or their kids are out of control, or they're out of emotional control. Like, don't come here with that. I don't want that kind of bullshit. And you're like, you're right. I won't. And let's see, dude. This is my boy, Sugar. Sugar came back in the show. I didn't see what you wrote, bro. He said, hello. Namoy. Fetish. What did he say? Which type of design? Languages on shirts. Languages on shirts. So any languages. I got Thai ones. I got Brazil ones. I got Finland ones. The places I stay. Using regenerative AI. For Intersect.ai we do, but not for the shirts I do. We're making manually via Ajax. I have no idea what the fuck that is. A Centros JavaScript. No clue what you're saying. That's a little too deep for me. But last stream you said you already relinquished weed and all the addictions, the liquor, weed, cigarettes, etc. Yeah, no more cigarettes. My buddy gave me the burn into that. I did 4 days without weed. Today I'm just back on my bullshit, enjoying the weekend. I figure like I'm not a robot. My friend's on her way. Instead of getting in an argument, I'm gonna keep myself floating like a kite, high like a kite, instead of confronting her, which would have probably been what I would do. Now that I'm nice and puffed and stuffed, I won't be so aggressive. But in your last stream, yeah, so much sneezing. Yeah, dude, the wind's blowing and it's springtime here. Yeah. Pedantic, too much verbose. Verbose is a great word. That's a 25-cent word. Yeah, pedantic is just the person like, isn't that supposed to be over here? You're like, thanks, fucking Captain Obvious. You know what I mean? And then they ask you while you're lifting the refrigerator, and you're just frustrated, and you're just like, there's got to be somewhere you could be with your detail-oriented thing. Like, go be a... I told my friend, go be a lawyer's... what's the person? A paralegal. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here with these details. Is there some pyrocolumbus clouds? I only know what is some of the clouds. I don't know what they call them. They're moving fast, I can tell you that. But I remember, what is it? Now that I'm high, I don't even remember much of them. But there's like definitely different names for the clouds. And every soul, everything is infernal. EPHEMERAL. Man, you're just dropping words left, right, and straight. I need a dictionary.com to even have a conversation with you, my guy. So yeah, no, it's just about no lying. And after my edible made me feel super self-conscious, I was just like, bro, it kept coming back to, I gotta be something, I created a microphone so people could hear the words. My exes probably would say different words, and my brothers and sisters would say different words, and my parents would say different words. Everybody has their own words, and everybody has their own shame and blame, and that's part of the game. So I don't get it twisted. I keep it real. I keep it 100, and it's the weekend, and next week's gonna be Uranus, and everybody's gonna be partying, and I got invited to go make shirts, so I'm loosening it up. When Mask gets here, he smokes hash too. We'll be able to have something to smoke a little bit, but I'll be skipping it in the mornings. We got work to do, and that was the whole plan. So I got another 4 days of quitting after this weekend. Monday through Wednesday, we got to grind. We'll be doing podcasts, and that's no lie, but man alive, I'm grateful. I don't give a fuck if someone says, shouldn't you have quit weed or not? I was like, man, when I got here and the key wasn't here, I was so frustrated, bro. And then, what was the other one? Just with her kid and arguing. Like, I'm not used to kids or people in relationships, It's just not my cup of tea. And that's what life will bring, so. Partners from Denmark. He's flying in from Denmark to come meet me for the first time, bro. Can I listen to the podcast? Is there on Spotify? Haven't even done one yet, man. We were supposed to start a podcast in Las Vegas, and it never happened. So that's what we're working on. He's bringing his microphone, and he's the one that does podcasts. So I'm not sure what platforms he's on, but why can't you? You know what I mean? What's stopping you? Nothing's stopping me. Including some ridiculous shit things. So it's my morning motivation. If you got anything out of this, you already know. Like, share, subscribe below. And as always, peace and love. And Chigata. That means goodbye, but not forever in Phoenix. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, subscribe. There goes my friend. She's just messaging me now. I'm going to get off this thing. Peace, pal. Boom, baby, boom. I'll see you on the other side. As soon as you like, share, subscribe. You already know. We'll see you on the other side of your fear. On the other side of the world. Because that's where I am right now. Yes, I'm in Finland. And the other side of your excuses. Because that's what it always is. There's always an excuse. My excuse for smoking weed was I could notice my temper went up. But I was good to do it for 4 days, actually. Not much withdrawals. Not many confrontations. I did get a little more irritable towards the kids. Like, people need to control their kids and not let them use other people as like babysitters or teachers or disciplinarians. I told them I get paid for that. You know what I mean? I get paid to tell kids no. You know what I mean? And that's something that most people don't know what that means. They've never been around 30 or 40 or 50 kids, all smaller than them, doing riot control for all of them wanting to do what they want to do. And we all need to learn something and get something done. It's not easy. It's basically riot control. It's not even teaching at that point. You know what I mean? It's literally just like getting everybody to just basically not hit each other and sit still and be able to focus. And that's what we need. We need discipline and focus. That's my biggest thing. Even though I did just get to smoke my weed, I woke up high fucking from the edible last night. I had no idea it was going to be that strong. I had no idea I was going to be that introspective. That was a trip and a half. I was like, man, I'm going deep inside myself. Like, bro, you're too old, or maybe too broke, or and I just kept saying, that's just not me, man. I like fucking going, bro. Me and my friends, and getting work done and getting after things. And what's the alternative? Not believing? Fuck that. No way. No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm gonna get her done, son. Make it happen, Captain. That's part of it. So, Denmark, how far from Finland? I have no idea. He's taking the flight. You'll have to ask tomorrow when he's here. But he'll be on my live. Shit, I thought about picking him up on live. That's no lie. So, he also has his own show. Give him a follow. Ugh. My allergies. Give him a follow, bro. That's what it's all about. That's why I built these things, man. That's why I go live, is so people can see what life looks like. Like, this is Finland out here, you know? Beautiful sunshine, beautiful trees, beautifully built buildings, but similarly structured. You see these things? Shit gets real, bro. And that's why I show it off. I got to get on my reels and see some of these things. Now that I'm editing video in a sec and it's blowing up my statistics, I can see some of my old footage. It's crazy the amount of content. $3,000 videos. It's really happening. And the hard work's already been done, bro. All I got to do is edit it, flip it, and relaunch it, repurpose it, put it back on platforms, and the numbers are tremendous, dude. Thousands of views in hours, and instead of waiting years, it finally just clicked up and started to hit. So yeah, I talk shit. Yeah, it's on public. My friends can watch it. But most of them are too busy with their lives or their egos or their kids to even see it, to be honest, you know? Like, I was kind of being afraid of what would be said, and maybe I'm too addicted to this. Maybe I should stop doing this. This is also on the chop block. But like, well, I just got it here. I just started getting successful. I could cut it off and just regurgitate all the videos that I've done from before. But I feel like a reporter. I feel if I cut it off, you won't be able to see a different culture. Like, people go, why are you in Finland? I'm asking myself that. And I'm like, you know, for most part, you see kids right now full-on garbs, you know, Muslim garbs. You got to see that, right? But I'm not in Turkey. The last time I saw a hijab was in Turkey. And you can go to the video and see that way. But it's all part of that. They're all getting yelled at. Mom's calling them. They fucking disappeared. That's hilarious. But, you know, different cultures, you know, different lifestyles, different foods, different views. I knew I was going to do something cool. So that's what it is. You know, I was like, if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to be a, what you call it? I'll get to do not only the things, but what's it called? I get to be a reporter, like live on the scene, and I do really cool things. So that was my whole point of doing the show at all, was not to be popular, and it's because I was doing it on Periscope. And one day, some dude, when I asked him to go, he was in Rome. He was like a taxi driver in Rome. I'll never forget it. And I was like, bro, can you show me the Colosseum? He's like, oh yeah, dude, it's right up here, like 10 meters, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. Sure as shit, like 10, 15 minutes later, whatever, he went around the corner, and boom, baby, boom, St. Shades. This motherfucker was at the Colosseum. And I was like, I'm like, fuck, that's fucking dope. Everybody's phone has a magic portal to it, you know what I'm saying? It makes you get to go anywhere you want to go and see anywhere. So you don't even have to just follow my channel. I just suggest that you get off this thing and go do something worth a channel. That's what I would suggest, you know? Even if it's like making 3D toys or what have I seen? Cool things. We're doing positivity pebbles right now. I'm gonna make this website while I'm on the phone with you and answer your questions. Oh, no, my friend's coming, so I'll see you later. Chigata.